Hello, welcome back to Greedfall, where we are now without a party. I mean, Petrus is right there. There was reason to loot everything, but on the other hand, without Afra looking over my shoulder to tell me how to do things, I can't make the stuff I need to do. There we go. And when I had that dramatic pose at the end of the last video, I was looking in the wrong direction. Yep. He's blocked off the proper route. And I'm going to save. I think by this point she spent most of her time with Siora and Afra. Siora definitely. Afra is something like a sister to her at this point. Vasco something like a brother.
Constantine!
Restrain her!
Oh dear. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh dear. Oh shoot. Okay. Come on. There was a poison thing there. Oh.
No! Stop! Step back. I do not desire your death. I'm sorry.
Why? Why have you done this?
But for you. For us. So that we may live free at last.
This makes no sense. Constantine, it's madness.
You don't understand because you're still attached to the old world. This old, dying world which, to survive, has betrayed, used, and manipulated us and would not have hesitated to kill us.
Perhaps. But
I've seen death, cousin. And I understood the vanity of it all. My father's ruses just so he could earn more power. The political bowing and scraping to preserve corrupted nations. I have been offered unrivaled power, allowing me to get rid of this. To send the old world back to its inevitable death and to build something new here. Something unique. And this new world is my gift to you. You and I could be its new gods. The immortal and benevolent monarchs.
He himself is the incarnation of the old world he is speaking of. He has its vices and its poison. For his own immortality, he's prepared to destroy everything around him, to break millennia of cycles. I implore you, flesh of my land, think of all the lives that will come to an end to feed his pride.
Don't listen to this old god. He's like all the others, after all, clinging to life. All you have to do is to bind yourself here, with me. And we will be gods together, forever.
Oh, I know this choice. Okay, no, this is insane. Sorry, Constantine.
Come.
good night, sweet prince.
May flights of angels sing you to your rest. Does everybody? Let's see who lives. Out of this so far, she's lost 2 people close to her. 1 to betrayal, and well, both to betrayal. And both
After
sort
the
of by her
fall of
hand.
Constantine, my young student managed to establish stronger links between the old nations and the natives. Some of their Donegada were even invited to the continent, and with their help, it slowly became a land filled with life again. And for the first time in a long while, the number of cases of the Malicor is decreasing. Those who bravely fought at Dorhad Genadu were celebrated everywhere. After all, if it weren't for this unlikely alliance, the island would have fallen into Constantine's greedy hands. Siora obtained the title of Marl of the Red Spears alongside her twin. She leads them with wisdom, but often reunites with the one she still calls her Karants. Afra set aside her weapons and went back to her research on the native culture and flora of the island. It is said that she is even writing a book with the help of Dunkas's clan when not visiting her friends.
Oh, she
For his
survived.
bravery, Vasco was awarded the rank of commander. He now travels the sea at the head of a whole fleet, but he often comes back to visit his sister-in-arms. Petrus's ambitions have finally been fulfilled. He obtained the much-coveted title of Cardinal. Despite the responsibilities implied by such a title, he still sometimes visits the one he calls his child. These precious friendships allowed my student to slowly forget Kurt's treason, even though she still feels bitter about it at times. Despite the help Ulan received, which allowed him to restore the importance of the seaside Nemeus, he still had to renounce the role of Marl as he faced the contempt of the other clans.
Good.
Her friendship with Renaixe helped Deirdre to overcome her reticence. She willfully accepted to follow the orders of her new High King. Dunkas and his people spent a lot of time with savants and theologians. Patiently, they shared their knowledge of the earth and learnt new techniques from one another. And in so doing, they restored balance between the new world and the old. The public revelations of Saint Matthias's life led to a deep change in Teleme. The Ordo Luminis was dismantled for good, and the missionaries' purpose is now to establish dialogue rather than conversion.
Doubly good.
Aware that their culture of secrets would lead them to their demise, the Nords changed their methods. They welcomed numerous new recruits amongst them, notably natives. Although it was weakened on the continent, the Guards' influence kept growing on the island around their city of Hikmet. They managed to establish peace with the natives, where the Alliance had only managed to create anger, despite the negative influence of some shady members in their midst.
We didn't get to that. Well, I did quite enjoy this game. There were some issues some things I have issue with. I did not like. I mean, it's magic, and when you have magic involved, there's some things that get a little bit odd. But I don't see in any way that Desardet could be considered one of the people. She is Rignaise, and most of the people in the thing treat her as Rignaise. I'm probably saying that wrong. But when you go through and you find the history of her origins, and you go through those side quests and stuff like that, you get to the thing where it's like, oh, well, you were one of us all along, and such like that. I liked the way Inol Miel Frictemans stated it was that her existence created ties between several factions. And that's true. That was done fairly well. I liked this game. I liked the characters. I liked that it surprised me a few times. The music's wonderful, the settings are wonderful. And it's one of those games that made me think about what I wanted to choose. And just so you know, I will probably never choose to link myself with Constantine. I'm curious, I'll look it up online and see what the bad ending is. But yeah, this was pretty cool. I'm not sure how well I could have gone through this with oof. I'm wondering what it would be like if we had the Coin Guard and the Bridge Alliance stuff done. And I'll probably end up going through to see. The character I was starting before I started to do this, and I caught the idea, I decided, hey, I'll go through the character creation, just make my own thing, and then saw, oh, Silver Eyes, let's make Ruby. And had the vaguely somewhere between European and Asian look that I got for my Desarde on this video. The other one I had was more darker skinned, just something I did. Didn't really have an idea on it, but oh man, they did manage to hit the emotion a lot. They did hit colonialism is bad, y'all. The idea of it being so easy to fix just in one generation like that is a little hard to believe, but then again, you have the mutual enemies thing in this moment where they all came together. The Ptolemy cult has the revelations about St. Matthias, so they might be treating the natives as equal. Looks like they're treating other religions as equals now. We didn't get any word on the Bridge Alliance just because, well, they got annihilated and such like that. And everybody lived except Kurt. Constantine. I'm not sure what's going to come next after this. I have a hint of an idea of what might come after this. And I might sneak in some videos of it leading up to going alongside this one. We'll see. Depends on how quickly I want to get into it. But tomorrow I'm going to have to do some errands and maybe and actually definitely will have to do some crosscode. And now I get to oh, this music. I get to process a lot of video. And this is such lovely music. I'm just kind of remembering with like Sword Coast Legends where the entire credit sequence of my of one of my videos got muted because of I let the music play without me talking over it. So that's why I'm continuing to talk, so this doesn't get muted, so you can hear the music. Okay, so this was a game I wasn't originally going to grab. The initial advertisements of it made me feel a little bit annoyed. It looked like it was glorifying colonial era stuff. And while it didn't handle colonialism perfectly, I don't think anybody really can. It's a mess that leaves scars for centuries. This one managed to show that a little bit, but it's it did better than I expected it to, and when I heard more about it, I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. It looks pretty, and definitely went in planning on doing what I can to punch colonialists in the face, even while I pretty much am one of them, because you don't get the choice to be one of the natives. I wish we got a map of the continent so we knew what size of it was. But then that would probably have just added to the suspension of disbelief issues I had with Ptolemy and Bridge Alliance being so, and the Congregation of Merchants and the Coin Guard and those, and the Knots being the only cultures outside of the natives. And also, I can see what they were doing with allowing you to have any sort of phenotype of character and spreading the different types of phenotypes throughout, because they didn't want to get into real life racial issues. They wanted to focus on the cultural issues. So they just ignored that. But they ignored that and just scattered all the traditional phenotypes across the different people, the different cultures. But it resulted in some points that were a little bit odd, like you're saying, oh, you look like one of the natives. It's like, I guess that might be the mark on her face, but it felt a little bit odd. And actually now, if the Donegada are teaching in the continent, which we never get the name of, then there will be Onol, Minawe, and Donegada from the other nations as well eventually. Though probably not Bridge Alliance. In this playthrough, at least. Bridge Alliance might have resisted for a while because we didn't get much influence into them. Anyway, that's that. This was lovely. This was a fun game. I'm feeling if I play again, I'll probably fall into the same sort of play style because I like talky people, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I'm kind of curious to see what the other storylines are like, the ones that I missed. Anyway, we'll see what comes next. Have a good day. Hope you enjoyed it as well.